These are my audience members, and they will be sitting in for my presentation. Where there is no struggle, there is no strength. This quote is from a woman who overcame enormous odds and became one of the most influential people of our time. Her story starts in Mississippi, where she was born into poverty to an unwed teenage mother. However, her mother was not able to raise her and quickly shipped her off to live with her grandmother. Life was hard in the beginning for her, where she lived on a farm, working from the time she could walk. But her grandmother loved her deeply and taught her to read the Bible from a very young age. She could often be heard reciting Bible verses or poetry in the local community church services. At the age of 6, she was forced to move to Milwaukee to live with her mother because her grandmother could no longer afford to raise her. She was forced to stay in her tiny little inner city apartment for long hours of the day while her mom worked as a maid. It was at this time, ages 9 to 13, where she was molested by her male relatives and another neighbor that was friends with her mom. Emotionally devastated, she ran away from home at age 13 and was living completely on her own by age 14. She was very promiscuous in her teenage years, giving birth to a baby boy who died at infancy. Once again, devastated and heartbroken, she moved to Nashville, Tennessee to live with her father. Her father was extremely strict. He forced a curfew on her and made her read a book and write a book report each week. But this was the type of structure she needed. She quickly became an honor student, winning prizes for oratory and dramatic performances. At the age of 17, she won a local beauty pageant and was offered a job at a radio station. Upon graduating high school, she was offered a full scholarship at Tennessee State University, where she majored in speech communications and performing arts. After 2 years of college, she received a job at a local television station as a reporter and anchor. A few years later, she moved to Baltimore, where she co-hosted a TV talk show called People Are Talking. This fit her energetic, bubbly personality perfectly, and she knew she had found her niche in the news world. 8 years later, she moved to Chicago, where she turned a low-rated half-hour morning show into the highest-rated talk show in the state. This show was then renamed after her and expanded into a full hour, becoming the number one talk show in America. If you haven't guessed it already, this is the inspirational story of Oprah Winfrey. Oprah overcame incredible odds to become the successful person she is today. She was abandoned, molested, born into poverty, and felt unloved for most of her life. But she never let this get in the way of her success. She didn't let her past define who she is. In 2015, Forbes reported her net worth as an estimated $3 billion. Oprah has gone on to push the National Child Protection Act through Congress and got the Oprah Bill passed, which set up a national database for child molesters and abusers. She also established the Oprah Winfrey Leadership Academy for girls because of the enormous importance education played in helping turn her life around. She is known worldwide for her extreme generosity and charity work. She has given away millions of dollars to many charities, including the Angel Network and the Oprah Winfrey Foundation, which is funded solely by Oprah herself. On top of it all, Oprah has publicly stated that in her will, she has written to give more than $1 billion to various charities. It is obvious that her heart is as big or may even be bigger than her wallet. Her success marks her as the first African-American woman to earn more than $1 billion and the first person in history to give it all away. Oprah's story, from rags to riches, sounds more like something out of a fairy tale, not real life. But this story could not have been possible without one thing in particular: determination. Oprah took charge of her future. She was in a low place with little to no future to look forward to. However, she took charge of her life and was constantly searching for better and greater things. She had seen the life her mother was living and chose to not follow in her footsteps. Oprah is a self-made woman who remembered those less fortunate than herself. Her example can be followed by anyone with a little passion and determination. In the words of Oprah herself, do the one thing you think you cannot do. Fail at it, try again, do better the second time. The only people who tumble are those who never mount the high wire. This is your moment. own it. And my audience members,